Summer is in full swing, and whether you're heading to the beach, the mountains, or just putting on extra miles around town, make sure your vehicle's ready. Stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a 15-minute drive-through oil change. Stay in your vehicle while trusted technicians change your oil, check your tires, lights, and essential fluids. No appointment needed. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the easy choice for summer driving. Coupons at BayAreaOilChange.com.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the number one sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good and the bad and the shocking stories of sugar dating. Before I get to all my stuff, I'm excited to let you know I have a guest in here, so I'm going to rush through, but I do have a couple of stories that you guys might want to be interested in. I'm not going to get too deep because I got a lot to talk about with my guest. If you haven't signed up yet for Sugarpalooza 8, the time is now. We're running out of time. July 17th through 19th, we've got the party all set. I've been talking to the band. They're coming from Southern California, and they have really ramped up their show. They've got some outfit changes and fog machines, lights. They're bringing the whole shebang. I'm paying them a pretty penny, so definitely want you guys to come enjoy them. They are a Dua Lipa tribute band, and they sing all of her songs. They're going to do a 90-minute set, and they said they have other songs, too, from great female artists if we decide to go along. Matter of fact, I'm so excited about this. I had a dream last night about Dua Lipa, so unfortunately that didn't come true, but the band will, and they're coming to Scottsdale, Arizona, July 7th. Actually, they're going to be here the 18th. So the party runs from the 17th through the 19th. We got a mixer that Friday night at Jay's house, and we've been talking about that. He's got a nice party pad there in Central Phoenix. You're really going to enjoy that. And then on Saturday, we've got a pre-party back over there where a party bus awaits us. The infamous party bus, you've heard all about it. Well, you want to experience it. It'll take us to the venue at Mesa Country Club, the ballroom there where we have an all-you-can-eat buffet, an open bar. We got a photo booth, dance floor, and the band's going to kick off around 9, play to about 10:30. We've got a DJ. We've got all kinds of great stuff. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then on Sunday, we've got our brunch over at Lily and Trucker's house. And we will be able to kind of decompress from all the fun that we were having and exchange information, and everybody will be on their way. So the applications are at our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com. Just click on the party tab. All the information will be there. Come join us. Men, we need a couple more sponsors. We have a opening, so if you want to attend and be a sponsor, get a hold of me at info@secretsofasugardaddy.com. And then, of course, we'll have all of the party pictures with the faces blurred, but you'll get a good idea of what went down that weekend on our Patreon group. And that's our fan club, and that helps support the show. We really appreciate all of our members. You get a lot of things with that. The tiers start at only $15 a month, and it's very, very cheap. We do coaching and profile reviews there. We've got a community chat. You hear all the episodes before anybody else, and a lot of exclusive content. So join us. It's our family, and it's our sugar family, and we'd really appreciate you joining us at patreon.com/Secrets of a Sugar Daddy podcast. Of course, as always, there's going to be a link to it at the bottom of this episode. It's also on our website. Very easy to find. All right, now that we've wrapped up some business, I did have a meet and greet, and oh man, you never know how these things are going to go. So this girl, actually I'd seen her on and off the online dating site for a while, but I noticed her account was fairly new, but I've seen her for years, on and off. Anyway, she reached out. I was just curious at this point. The pictures were cute, and not a beauty queen, but she was cute. So she very responsive, no problem there. She showed up a little bit late, as expected, but at least she was communicating about it. She couldn't find the location. We actually met at a little speakeasy down in the East Valley. And then when she walked in and came over to where I was sitting, I didn't even know who that was. that approaching me. I kind of assumed, that's her, because she did not look anything like her photos. Nothing. Like, she went to the, and of course I'm going to be cordial. I drove all the way down. There was a 30-minute drive for me. And I still, I've talked about this in the past. I still try to find some positive out of a meet and greet gone wrong. There's got to be something positive that we could take away from this. So we talked. I got to know her a little bit, and she went to the bathroom, and I pulled up my app and looked at the photos again. I'm just like, this is major, major catfish. What made it a catfish? Well, she gained 50 pounds. And we're going to talk about that with our guest today, too. She's in the fitness industry, and she's gone through a lot of this, too. But this girl just completely misrepresented herself. Now, she had a pretty good reason why, which I found interesting. She was actually a surrogate, and she carried twins for a couple. And it wasn't her egg. They had basically implanted that into her womb and she grew it, and she had twins. And so, I can imagine she gained a lot of weight, but you got to update your photos. Like, you just cannot catfish people. Oh, and then she had braces too. She looked, even though she was 27, I think, she looked like she had just got out of high school. I don't know, man. But she was very heavy in the face, very, just heavy everywhere. Just not attractive. And you know what? Like I said, I can usually find good out of most anything, but I don't know. I was just in a bad mood from that get-go, and I was having a hard time getting into it. So I had a couple espresso martinis and made some small talk and got out of there. But what I did find interesting is, if you've ever thought about being a surrogate, she actually was paid $160,000 to be a surrogate mom. Originally, it was $80,000, and then since she ended up having twins, I don't know how they finagled it, but they got her an extra $80,000. I think she went through an agency. If you're up for that, there's a side hustle. We talked about how to make money on the side. Anyway, so there's a side hustle. I'm going to save my other story for later because I want to bring in my guest. This is going to be fun. So, and we talk about a lot. Not only do I sugar date, but I also just kind of swipe right on these swiping apps, and they drive me absolutely insane. But I've met some interesting people, not dated them. But I met Amanda from the Dichotomy Diaries podcast, and then she has been on our show a couple times, come to our parties, and she's based in Chicago, but she had spent a lot of time in Scottsdale. So that was a really cool connection I made. And then, matter of fact, she is the one who got us on a huge podcast in Las Vegas. She referred us to the podcast, and we went and interviewed, and it went fabulously well. Lily and I went there, and we made a lot of great connections there. So you just never know where that network can lead you. So I swipe right, and if they have their Instagram address, sometimes I'll go follow them and try to message them from the podcast account with varying limited success. Well, the young lady that I have in here today, she actually responded, and the reason I was really interested in her, not only is she gorgeous, but more so, she's gone through this fitness journey, and she's done a lot of dating, and she has a lot of experience. She looks amazing now, but she didn't always look like that, and I'm going to bring her in to talk about some of that, because she does online virtual coaching now, and I think a lot of you that listen from all over the world or in rural areas, I'm at the gym every morning, but I'm in a big city. We've got this group workout, and I really enjoy it. But something virtual actually would be a lot more convenient. So welcome, Colleen. How are you?
I'm so excited to be here right now.
You had no idea.
I've been wanting to chime in as you've been talking. Yeah. I mean, the catfishing is wild.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah. But I know we have
a very specific... on both sides.
It does. But you know what? I find when I'm on dates, one of my favorite first questions to ask is, how is dating going? And hearing the stories from the male perspective is just it's fascinating.
Yeah. Now, Colleen is not on Seeking. She doesn't do any sugar dating that I know of. You're just a regular dater? Or
well, you know what? We can talk about Seeking because I accidentally found myself on Seeking. I didn't realize...
Accidentally?
I didn't realize it was a sugaring site. And then I started getting negotiations. And I was like, what? ChatGPT, what is this? I feel like that could be a whole separate conversation, but that's not how we met.
I know. I've met girls on there who are like, I don't know how this works. And I'm like, really? Because most girls are hustling me for money, and you're telling me you don't know how it works. You're one of those.
Well, so I went on it because in my head, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm really busy. I don't have a whole lot of time to play the swiping game. And somebody said, oh, Seeking, you can just say exactly what it is you're looking for and be very transparent. You can be very Russian. Can. And I was like, great. Well, I'm from New York. I'm not really Russian, but I would love transparency with somebody to just kind of like get down to what do you want? And I went there and you can have whatever you'd like.
Oh, man. I've been doing this for 5 years, and we talk about that so many times. My journey was when I first got on there, I didn't know what to expect. I kind of knew it was a sugar baby, sugar daddy site, but I was finding everything from, hey, can I come over? It'll be $500 for an hour, all the way to, hey, let's meet for drinks. I'm not looking for anything financial. I'm looking actually for a man to eventually marry and have kids with. And then everything in between. Yeah. And you kind of got to focus in on what you're looking for and weed out the bullshit that you don't want because it's on there.
It was an experience. I was on it for a week, and then I went on a trip out of Arizona, and I haven't gone back to the website since then, but it was...
Maybe you should. I have met the most unbelievable people on there. Yeah. Like the highest quality people on earth that are some of my friends now I've met. And then I've met some of just absolute train wrecks. I think that could be anywhere though, right? Yeah. But you'd be surprised on the quality people on there. My co-host before Nikki, my last one, Lily, she did almost 200 episodes with me. Married and divorced 3 times, thought she'd never find love, got on there at 52 years old. I met her. We dated a little bit, but we were just such good friends that I just felt almost like brother, sister, right? We were just that close. And she started working for me and helping me with the podcast and helping me with my personal business. She ended up meeting a gentleman who owned a trucking company on there. They're now engaged to get married. They live together, and she is living the life of her dreams. And those two could not be happier. And she's finally being treated the way she always wanted to be treated and living the life she always wanted to. So
I love hearing that. Yeah, that's amazing.
And I've seen that. And here, now that I've been doing this show for 5 years and kind of been in that world for 10 years, I have been to so many weddings, seen so much love blossom, and I'm like, wait a minute, why? This is supposed to be transactional, no strings attached sugar dating. Well, what it is people go into it with no expectations, and so they can be more free and more honest and more open. And if it doesn't work out, great. There's no hard feelings. It's just it doesn't work out. And I always talk about, hey, the premise of the sugar dating is let's go out, enjoy life, no expectations, just enjoy whatever we're doing, dinner, a concert, comedy festival, whatever it may be. At the end of the night, you go your way, I go mine, and if we enjoyed each other, let's do it again.
I love that.
And then if we enjoyed each other, let's do it again. And again, all of a sudden, you start getting to know each other organically. It happens. But in the beginning, it's transactional. So now I'm sitting here thinking, I've done the Bumble dating. I've done the Tinder. I've done the Match. I've done the Hinge. I think we're doing it right. Doing this, starting out transactional and letting it grow organically versus the other one where you're on an interview. Oh, is he boyfriend material? Is she girlfriend material? Can I see him future, like introducing him to my friends? Can I see him introducing him to my family? I don't need that kind of pressure on a date. Can we not just enjoy life? Enjoy whatever we're doing right here? And let's forget about the future. Let's enjoy now. And if we enjoyed each other, let's do it again until we don't want to do it again anymore.
I love that.
Right? So that's what we talk about, trying to... There's a lot of misconceptions about what sugar dating is. I go on podcasts all the time, and sorry to hijack this, but you get me fired up. I go on all the time, and they're like, they kind of got this negative view of what sugar dating is. And I have to say, what you think it is some 72-year-old guy hitting on a 21-year-old girl and giving her a lot of money. Does that happen? Hell yeah, it happens. But that's not what happens the majority of the time. And that's not reflective of what it really is and what we're finding out there. So there you go.
Well,
You got your primer.
I'm excited to learn more. I might have some stories to share myself.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is going to be a 2-part. We're going to have to bring you back because I can already tell.
It's good energy. It's good energy. Yeah, I'm excited.
We're not going to even scratch the surface on your stories and your background.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
All right. Have you guys heard of Podcomet? Well, I haven't either, but they are a sponsor of the show, and let me tell you a little bit about what they do. They have a software called Event Tracker, and this is a federated dashboard for the world of prediction markets. And these markets have become one of the most interesting real-time signals that we have. A live money-backed read on what people actually believe will happen across politics, economics, culture, sports, and more. But the signal is split across many separate venues, each with its own data, its own interface, and its own blind spots. So here's what Event Tracker does. It unifies them all in one spot. They aggregate markets from an unusually wide range of venues, broader than any comparable tool, and present them as one coherent, comparable picture. Live prices, volumes, cross-venue spreads, money flow signals, and news side by side. On top sits an AI layer that lets you ask questions of the whole corpus in plain language. Their goal is to turn a noisy, fragmented landscape into something an ordinary person can actually read with the rigor of a research tool, not the gloss of a tip sheet. So the premise is simple. The data people need to make sense of the world already exists, but is fragmented, inconsistent, and hard to use. They bring it together. Go to podcomet.ai now.
Summer is in full swing, and whether you're heading to the beach, the mountains, or just putting on extra miles around town, make sure your vehicle's ready. Stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a 15-minute drive-through oil change. Stay in your vehicle while trusted technicians change your oil, check your tires, lights, and essential fluids. No appointment needed. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the easy choice for summer driving. Coupons at bayareaoilchange.com.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
First, before we get into everything, tell us a little bit about, I saw your Instagram, and if you want to plug that now, that'd be a good time.
Sure. So I run a virtual strength training business. We predominantly focus in on hardstyle kettlebell technique. If anybody's curious to go check it out, my handle is I am Colleen Conlin, LLEE. And
could you pick an easier name?
I know. Well, I was so grateful that my parents gave me some strong alliteration. Colleen Conlin. It just it sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I train people from all over the world, men and women, and everyone is trying to feel energized and confident in their body. My big thing is making sure people know this is how you manipulate your body to feel your best. Mm-hmm. When I was younger, and I'm talking like teens, I actually struggled with an eating disorder for about a decade, and I just so badly wanted to be skinny. And when I got into my 20s, I got engaged, I got married, and I started gaining weight unintentionally. And from there, I was like, well, how do I get rid of this weight? Like, is this an age thing? I mean, I'm in my 20s at the time. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking to myself, well, I can't go back to those eating disorder days. So I started to strength train and I started to build muscle. And I didn't grow up around other people who were building muscle, let alone women. So in my head, I was just like, I don't know if this is going to work for me. Like, I think I might get kind of bulky. I don't know. But if you go to my Instagram page, you'll see definitely not bulky. So I started lifting, and then I started working with a registered dietitian, and I figured out how do you get a body that is defined, it's lean, it's energized, it's mobile, and you can eat as much food as possible without gaining weight. And that was kind of like an incredible thing for me to figure out. And it's definitely helped in regards to being able to date at this point in time.
Okay, so let's kind of stop there. You got You say you get engaged or married in your 20s?
I got engaged and married. I'm divorced.
Okay.
And it's wild to be in the dating game. I'm actually recently divorced. I've been divorced for about 10 months now.
How long were you married?
I was with my previous partner for 13 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very similar. Mine was 16. So,
Okay. Yeah.
You found yourself going, oh boy, where do I go now?
You know, I remember, well, the divorce probably should have ended significantly sooner than it did. But I remember when I asked for it and he left, I was like, okay, you get a second chance. And now there's things that you have figured out, you've unlocked, you know, including the stuff we're talking about right now, like fitness in your body. And this should end up making dating an interesting game to play.
Yeah. So when I was married, I didn't worry about fitness.
No?
Or health. No.
I did.
We ate out so much. My ex-wife and I, we ate out, and both of us just gained weight. And I went from, well, my college weight was 160. I'll never be there again. Or I maybe close. But I think the day I got divorced, I was about like 195, pushing 200. And even, I'd go back and visit family, and my brothers and sister would joke like, oh, you're looking healthy, meaning you've gained a lot of weight. And I look at pictures of me now, and my face was kind of chubby, and, I had a belly, and I was just lethargic.
I think a lot of times people, once you're in relationship, you get kind of comfy.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to impress her any longer. She certainly wasn't trying to impress me. We weren't doing anything active. I mean, like fitness-wise. I mean, we would travel and we would go places, but we ate out. We ate rich a lot. So
I was married to somebody who just grew up eating, breathing, living fitness. Like my ex-husband had a six-pack since he was like 6 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And I did not grow up the same way he did, but he was such an incredible teacher for me to learn how do you live a very healthy lifestyle. And we did not spend a lot of time going out. His body never changed over the course of our relationship, but mine changed a bunch. So I told you, as I'm getting ready to get married, I'm gaining weight, start to lose weight. I try keto. I try like all these different things. And then eventually I'm lifting. I'm working with this dietitian. I go into a calorie deficit. I get to like my goal weight. And I realize I'm actually getting ready to be intimate with him. And I put on this new lingerie. And I wanted to cry because my G-string just fell off of my hips. I was like, I think I'm too small now.
Wow.
So you want to know what I did, Marcus?
What?
I decided to go into a bulk. So I intentionally gained 30 pounds over the course of 6 months to help build more muscle so that my G-string would no longer fall off of my hips.
Okay. So how tall are you?
5'6".
And when you say it fell off, what were you weighing at the time?
120 pounds.
5'6", 120?
Extra small thong.
Okay.
Falling off of my hips.
So you bulked up 30 pounds?
So I bulked up 30 pounds. And when you do a bulk, the intention typically is building muscle.
Yeah.
But it's inevitable. You're gonna gain fat along the way. So I went into a 6-month bulk followed by a 5-month gradual calorie deficit where I then dropped the body fat, but I got to keep all of the muscle, and I got back to the weight that I was at, but my body was recomped.
Okay. Is that where you're at now?
Yes.
Okay. You've kind of figured that out. How did you figure it out?
How did I figure it out? Watching other people, seeing this is possible. I think something that's terrifying for most people is the idea of, I'm going to gain weight. I'm going to do it intentionally. Like, that sounds crazy. How do you know you're actually going to lose it? I've been in the fitness industry for over a decade. So at this point in time, what I've seen, I know it to be true. But I think what's really challenging for people at times is there's so much information from the media as to, this is how you lose weight. This is how you do this. And it's overcomplicated. But for me, it was just trusting that building muscle and then dropping enough body fat to get the look that I wanted was going to be enough. And it took time. And I think that's the thing that's really frustrating for a lot of people. It's the fact that this is going to take time. This was something that took almost 3 years to figure out.
So your clients that you work with, are they mainly women, men, or just a good mix of both?
I definitely skew heavier with female at this point in time. Before I got into the virtual space, I was working in New York City, and I predominantly worked with men, gay men. That was gay men.
Did you target them, or they just showed up?
Well, you know what? I used to work for Equinox, and that clientele is, I never had all of the metrics on who that ideal client is, but I came across many gay men in my time at Equinox, and they would hire me outside as their personal trainer. And then when I went into the virtual space, I found a lot of women, and I have men straggled here and there, but it's definitely a little bit more female heavy right now. Yeah.
Well, a lot of us find ourselves in new dating situations. Like, okay, like me, here I am 10 years ago, got divorced. And I'm like, okay, I got to start dating again. And I'm looking at myself going, okay, I'm in my 40s, upper 40s, and I'm overweight. And I was like, okay, I need to become a little bit more attractive and a little bit more fit and a little bit healthier, because maybe I'll even actually partake in sex now again. And that's it can tire you out pretty quick, and you don't want to be that guy.
I've met those guys. And I'm just like, oh no. One of the things that I always struggle to put in my online dating profiles, Marcus, there's a part of me that's like, I don't want to say that I need somebody who's in fitness, but if you can't deadlift, it tells me a lot about how you're going to be in bed.
Oh yeah. Deadlift is the key?
Deadlift. Yeah. I need to know that, like, we have strong hips. Our hips can last for a while, and it's not going to be, painful to be in certain positions. One of the reasons why I train the way that I train, it's not just for the way my body looks. I really do believe that the body is more than something to look at. It's something that you experience life through, and something that's so big in many people's lives. And I get that this is a nuanced topic, but I feel like at least on your show, we can talk openly about it, is sex. I want to have a body that feels like it can do anything I want it to do when it comes to that aspect of life. And that's something that I talk about with a lot of my clients in a comfortable setting. And that's something that we don't hear from a lot of people in the fitness industry.
Now, I've seen your videos. You do a lot of kettlebell.
Yes.
And I work with kettlebells at the gym that I go to. I do a F45 group workout every morning at 6 o'clock. And it's kind of cool because we've got a whole mix of people there, and it's pretty much the same people every morning. You get to know them. So I really like that. But does somebody need to get a set of kettlebells to work out with you? Do they need to purchase a set? How does that whole thing work?
If somebody wants to work out with me, typically I recommend that they get their testing size bell plus a bell that is up to 8 kilos heavier. So kettlebells, anybody can use a kettlebell the same way that they would use a dumbbell, but you can train in a specific way that is just how you would train with a kettlebell, not necessarily a dumbbell. So the clients that come to me, they're working with a particular set of weight based on their age, their weight, and their gender.
Yeah. And how long is a training session? You go for 45 minutes?
Most of the time, about an hour.
About an hour?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then you have do you have subscriptions or monthly plans?
I do.
How does that work?
I have DIY programs.
Yeah.
I have a membership. I have an intensive. I have private training clients. Any way you want it, I got it for you.
You got it. Okay, cool. And then they just contact you on your Instagram, or how do they go? You got a website?
I do. www.colleenconlon.com.
How you spell that?
LLEE.
Okay, yeah. Well, cool. I really like it, and I think it would benefit people because we talk about that all the time. I did the 75 hard program, just kind of reset myself, because occasionally you just get to a point I'm like, fuck this, man. I've got to do something. I got to go extreme. And I've done that with really good success. I just have a hard time maintaining, hard time getting, I'll get to my point and then I'm like, gain a pound here, gain a pound there. And all of a sudden, 3 months later, I'm like, what the hell? I'm 10 pounds heavier now.
I think it really comes down to playing the long game. And that's one of the things that I really focus in on in all aspects of my life. I don't expect things to happen quickly. I expect things to take time. And when you develop those habits and you are open to having a flexible mindset, it helps you to feel like, oh, you know what? Even if I had, a Friday night of, celebrating and having a couple more cocktails, or, a meal that has more sodium in it, it's not going to throw me off. I can continue the next day. And that was a really hard thing for me to learn earlier on in my journey. I always felt like, well, if I fuck up one day, like let's just fuck up the week or fuck up the month, you know? Yeah. But when you adopt that mindset of I can be flexible, I can enjoy this moment, and then I can move back to being focused. I have found that to be really successful for me and the clients that I work with.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about how important being fit is in your dating life. Let's just go there. I know you want to go. I want to go there so bad. Well, let me ask you this. So you've been single for how long?
10 months.
Oh, that's not very long.
It's not.
You haven't, oh man. So what are you finding out there? I know you run Bumble.
Oh my gosh. I started on, where did I start? I started on Bumble, and I told my therapist, and she was like, you got to get off of Bumble. I was like, why? She was like, they just want to hook up with you there. And I was like, okay. Actually, you know where I went first?
Where was that?
I went to Field first.
Oh, you did?
I did, because
that's a fetish type.
One of the things that I really wanted in my relationship that I never got, I always wanted to have a threesome.
Okay.
And my partner wasn't open to it. So I was like, you know what? I want to go get what I want.
And did you?
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did?
I did. And I advertised myself as
wow,
the unicorn that you've been looking for. And then I told another therapist that, and she was like, you can't talk about yourself that way. And I was like, but it's how I feel about myself right now. And this is what I want. And so I stayed there for, I want to say, a week, had my experience, enjoyed my experience.
How was it?
You know, it was really disappointing. I had
a little anticlimactic.
I had another experience a month later that happened naturally, and it was like night and day. So me personally, I think sex can be a great way to connect with somebody else, but also to get a deeper connection with yourself.
Yeah.
And when I went on Field, I found a couple where they couldn't even keep eye contact with me when we were playing together. And I was like, this isn't really fun. They're drinking, and I'm just like, I want a present moment.
Yeah.
And like, they're not even looking at themselves, and they're a married couple. And I'm just thinking, you know, this isn't what I was hoping it would be. So that was a little disappointing. And I also remember feeling like a man for the first time.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So we went to a hotel, and after the experience, I sneak out. And the guy is just like, where are you going? And I was like, I'm going home. And he was like, you don't want to stay for breakfast? And I was like,
you're like, no, I
don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
All right. Have you guys heard of Podcomet? Well, I haven't either, but they are a sponsor of the show, and let me tell you a little bit about what they do. They have a software called Event Tracker, and this is a federated dashboard for the world of prediction markets. And these markets have become one of the most interesting real-time signals that we have. A live money-backed read on what people actually believe will happen across politics, economics, culture, sports, and more. But the signal is split across many separate venues, each with its own data, its own interface, and its own blind spots. So here's what Event Tracker does. It unifies them all in one spot. They aggregate markets from an unusually wide range of venues, broader than any comparable tool, and present them as one coherent, comparable picture. Live prices, volumes, cross-venue spreads, money flow signals, and news side by side. On top sits an AI layer that lets you ask questions of the whole corpus in plain language. Their goal is to turn a noisy, fragmented landscape into something an ordinary person can actually read with the rigor of a research tool, not the gloss of a tip sheet. So the premise is simple. The data people need to make sense of the world already exists, but is fragmented, inconsistent, and hard to use. They bring it together. Go to podcomet.ai now.
Summer is in full swing, and whether you're heading to the beach, the mountains, or just putting on extra miles around town, make sure your vehicle's ready. Stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a 15-minute drive-through oil change. Stay in your vehicle while trusted technicians change your oil, check your tires, lights, and essential fluids. No appointment needed. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the easy choice for summer driving. Coupons at bayareaoilchange.com.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
I had another experience. I went on a date with another man, and he was like, I would love to take you for a couples massage. And I was like, what happens at a couples massage? And he was like, many things can happen at a couples massage. And I was like,
wait a minute. I've been to a couples massage. I guess it depends on where you get your couples massage.
so I went down to Argentina for a couples massage.
Wait.
And it was a gorgeous experience. Yeah, it was a gorgeous experience.
Wait. Let's back up. All right. So you met this gentleman. Uh-huh. Where'd you meet him?
Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you met this gentleman. And he said, did you guys date some, or was this like, or you were just talking about having a couples massage?
We talked briefly, and then I went down to Argentina.
Wait, he was from Argentina?
He's from the U.S., lives in Argentina.
He flew you down there?
Uh-huh.
But you met him on the app here, locally.
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
That's right. So you were talking, and he said he lives in Argentina?
So come on down.
And you're like, YOLO.
Honestly, yes. Because for so much of my previous relationship, everything was very... I had an incredible marriage, but what I would say is there were moments where I felt like I want more. And I was with a partner who loved simplicity.
Okay.
And I appreciated that. Mm-hmm. But I would feel bad when he would be like, why is this not enough? Because I just want more. And when I got the invitation to come on down to Argentina, I was like, you know what?
Here's more.
Let's fucking go. Let's see what happens. And
here's more.
Yeah, so
Wow.
we made it happen, and then a couples massage came out of it, and the woman, I mean, she was gorgeous.
No, okay. Did you FaceTime with him or anything first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I learned. Well, you know what? This is interesting. So I wasn't going to go to a country I'd never been to with somebody that I hadn't FaceTimed with.
Yeah.
Right. But maybe January, I was on the league, and there was this guy, and he was like, you know what? Let's just meet. Let's just meet in person. Like, why do we need to FaceTime? Like, I don't want to. I want to start this fresh with you. And I was like, you know what? I haven't done this yet. Absolutely. Let's try this. Let's see how it goes. Never again.
Yeah.
Never again. I tried with one other man afterwards, just like going off of his profile. And I was like, you were presenting yourself in a very different way. Never again. So I require a FaceTime interaction before actually going out of my way to meet someone.
Well, obviously you haven't listened to our episodes, but Lily would do FaceTime, and then she would show up, and they were even more different in person. Like
Really?
FaceTime gives you a little bit of a sense of who that person is, but even in person though, things can change. But at least it gives you an idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, not FaceTime somebody that you're going to go see in another country would be ludicrous.
Yeah, no, we FaceTimed a good amount of times. You know, when you connect with somebody and you're just like, oh, I've known you forever. Mm-hmm. He was a special person to make that trip for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Lily, my co-host. We FaceTimed because she lived 3 hours away in a small Arizona town. And before she came down here, she wanted to at least, get an idea. And the FaceTime was okay. We didn't have that instant connection, but I liked her. But as soon as I saw her in person, she rang my doorbell and I opened the door, bam! It was like instant. Like I knew that she was going to be in my life a long time. I didn't know where it was going to go, and she will. She'll be in my life forever because we're just like best friends. And I'm going to her wedding in Cancun in the next year, and we talk all the time on the phone. Matter of fact, she's coordinating the party for me and getting everything in gear. But it was like one of those things where you just knew that person was going to be a part of your life. It was really cool. It's very rare.
There's so many people in this world. I think like it's not just a coincidence that everybody interacts with who they interact with. Like I really do believe in the saying, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. It sucks when it's a bad reason or a bad season.
You know what? Sometimes it's to teach us some damn lessons.
But that's the thing. You know, I also saw another quote recently, and it was making me think about my ex-husband along the lines of, it's rare that you actually find the love of your life, but if you're lucky, you're going to find a lot of teachers along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had a 2.5-year relationship end like the day before COVID started in Arizona, the day before we shut down everything. And it ended badly. Like we were going to get married. It was somebody I met through the sugar dating site, and we had been dating on and off, and we were talking about getting married. I hadn't proposed yet, but we were in marriage counseling, pre-marriage counseling. And then it just all blew up and didn't work out. And anyway, she ended up marrying some guy that she met, giving him a penis rating on OnlyFans. That's a whole nother story. But I'm so thankful for her being in my life because it pushed me in directions that I needed to go.
Yeah.
And it taught me lessons I needed to learn. And it made me a better version of myself today. Like I'm not even the same person I was when I dated her, 6-7 years ago, 8 years ago now. You're not even experiencing the same person because I've grown, I've learned, I understand so much more. I've studied, I've done the work. And now I actually enjoy helping and coaching other people where I didn't have this knowledge before. I made a lot of mistakes in the relationship.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I'm learning from dating. There's so much that you can learn even from a date to then do things differently.
Oh yeah.
For what's to come. Yeah, it's been a very educating 10 months.
Well, the crazy thing is what we're finding is we deal with successful men all the time who have loads of money, lots of wealth, lots of success. They're emotionally immature.
Is that?
And it's
why does a man want a sugar date over?
Well, over what?
Well, are you okay?
It's like hitting the easy button.
If you're a wealthy man, is there a difference between how you would date somebody else?
A lot of wealthy men don't have time to go sit at a bar, don't have time to chase people around, don't have time to go do this whole dating thing. But they're interested in dating people. So it's very easy. We call it our cheat code, and that's our money. Hey, I'll make it worth your while. Just show up. And then now it's your job as a man to be a good person, impress the girl, make her feel good so she'll come back. Even though the girl is being compensated some way, somehow, and it could be through an experience. More times it's just $700, $800, $1,000 for the date or whatever it is. And that doesn't automatically mean she has sex with them. It just, it's a transactional date, transactional relationship.
How does that impact the quality of women that they find?
The quality of the women go up.
Really?
Okay, let me ask you this.
What do you judge that on?
Well, I can tell you this. If I pulled up my what I see on Seeking, it's page after page after page of the most beautiful, fit, smart women that I only see them on like the swiping ads occasionally, and I'll swipe right, and I never make a match with the ones that I want to make a match with. On Seeking, if I go out and reach out and message to one of those, 50%, 60% will actually message me back. And the reason is because they know they're not wasting their time. There's something in it for them. If it doesn't work out, at least they didn't waste their time. So they're more willing to give you a chance, and they're more willing to go out on a date with you, or more willing, because they're like, okay, supposedly, this guy has done something with his life. Supposedly, this guy has some finances and some means. That makes the men more attractive to begin with. A lot of them date older men because they always have, and they've always been attracted to older men. Again, you haven't heard our show, but I talk about this all the time. When I was a freshman and sophomore in high school, I'm girl crazy. Absolutely just girl crazy. I couldn't get any of the girls I was crazy about because they were dating the older guys. They weren't interested in a guy their age or even a guy younger. When I was a senior in high school, I felt like I had the pick of the litter. I had the freshman girls, the sophomore girls, the junior girls. Now, the senior girls, occasionally I would date one of those, but they were dating now the college guys.
Yeah.
But that's fine because now I've got plenty to choose from. I didn't have a scarcity problem. What happens after you're a senior in high school, you become a freshman all over again, and it really sucks because you don't have access to those high school age people anymore. They're illegal.
Yeah, they are.
Right? So all of a sudden you go from 18 having access, or 17, 18 having access to all of them. Now you're 19 in college. And again, all the people that you're attracted to, or for me, this is my experience, and this is a lot of guys' experience, they're all dating the older guys. So in my 20s, I had a really hard time getting a woman that I was attracted to. Occasionally I would get somebody, but I'm just like, I'm settling right now. I'm not that attracted to them. And the problem is first of all, I didn't have any money. I'm in college, or I'm just getting started out. Second, I hadn't accomplished anything, really nothing. And third, I'm just young, and they don't want to date a young guy. So I finally got my wife at 30, 31. I got her to say yes. Like, she was fairly attractive. I was attracted to her. And I just like, okay, she's good enough. And we got married.
I hate that you said that, though.
I know. I hate that I got married under that pretense, but I did because I just couldn't get what I really, really wanted. And I thought, well, we'll learn to grow and love each other and go through this whole life, and then it'll get better. Well, it didn't. What happened was I found out that we were just completely different people, had different goals in life, different outlooks in life, and we just didn't agree on a lot of stuff. So I made it last as long as I could. Again, like you, I made it last a lot longer than it should. I didn't get married to get divorced.
I don't think anybody does. You want to know something?
That wasn't the reason.
Can I tell you something?
Even think about that.
You know what pisses me off? And maybe you get this as well. When I date men, I ask them, what are you afraid of? They say, divorce.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
well, it's because they lose half of their shit.
Not all of them.
Well, a lot do.
Yeah.
It's very expensive for mine cost me a fortune. I actually didn't lose half of my net worth. I lost 80%. I had to give her 80% and keep 20 to finally get her to sign on the dotted line. People are like, you're crazy. I would have never done that. The divorce was going on 2 years.
When did you get divorced?
2016.
Okay.
Officially 2017. But the problem, and then all my guys in my club are like, who've been through this and have gone through this, say, dude, sign it. I know it sucks. Just do it. Give it to her. You'll bounce back. And I was like, they said, it's not worth the hassle. Just give it to her. And I'm like, but she's asking for almost everything that we have, and I'm barely left with anything. They're like, just do it. So I did it, but I did it the smart way. I kept a lot of the real estate, but I kept the debt with it, where she got paid off, and then the real estate ended up skyrocketing during, 2018, 19, 20, or 2020, and so on. So I made it back. So it worked out. But that's what men are afraid of. A lot of men. So, but back to my analogy. So once I got divorced in my 40s, I'm like sitting there thinking, because I hadn't even thought about dating. Like I never thought about cheating. I never thought about dating. This was what it was. And that's kind of why I got heavy. We're just eating out a lot and doing stuff, right?
You don't realize it. And if it's, especially if it's happening for both of you.
Yeah. So we got divorced, and here I am in my upper 40s going, okay, I got to start over. I don't even know what to do. So I started the swiping stuff, and then I finally got on Seeking, and then I started having success. All of a sudden I noticed that, me being in my 40s and 50s was almost like being a senior in high school again. I got pick of the girls in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, and even the 50s.
So do you feel like...
So I'm having the time of my life right now. And the thing is, I've accomplished some things. I've got some money. Like, it flies out of my account as quick as I can put it in there because I do date a lot. But I'm enjoying myself. And I could have a date every single night if I wanted to. If I had to rely on a swiping app, impossible. Impossible. The reason is there's about anywhere from a 6-to-1 to 8-to-1 to 10-to-1 ratio of men versus women. Women get absolutely bombarded. It's hard for a man to get through the noise, right?
Yeah.
It's very hard to even get their attention because they're just swiping really quick, and it's mainly looks based. Has nothing to do with what he does, what he's accomplished, anything.
You know what? No, that's not for every woman.
Right. So,
no, well, because for me, the picture is not what I'm looking at.
Well, do you go? Anyway, it's tough for a man with some means and accomplishment to get through the noise because you could say anything you want on those sites. You could be anybody you want.
Sure.
You could on the profile. You can put whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But it's hard for a man to get through the noise. Through sugar dating, that allows men to get through the noise because they're like, look, I'll make it worth your while. And now the girls are like, their ears perk up because now they're not just wasting their time, like I said earlier, and they'll give you the chance. Where men blow it still in sugar dating is they're just haven't emotionally evolved. They're good at business. They've started the companies. They've got employees. They've got revenue coming in, but they're terrible daters.
I saw something.
A lot of them.
There's a dating coach that I follow, and she was like, most of the time you are going to get 2 out of 3 things. You're going to get somebody who is fit. You're going to get somebody who is financially fit, or you're going to get emotional intelligence. It's very rare that you are going to come across all 3 in one person.
Right.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
All right. Have you guys heard of Comet? Well, I haven't either, but they are a sponsor of the show, and let me tell you a little bit about what they do. They have a software called Event Tracker, and this is a federated dashboard for the world of prediction markets. And these markets have become one of the most interesting real-time signals that we have. A live money-backed read on what people actually believe will happen across politics, economics, culture, sports, and more. But the signal is split across many separate venues, each with its own data, its own interface, and its own blind spots. So here's what Event Tracker does. It unifies them all in one spot. They aggregate markets from an unusually wide range of venues, broader than any comparable tool, and present them as one coherent, comparable picture. Live prices, volumes, cross-venue spreads, money flow signals, and news side by side. On top sits an AI layer that lets you ask questions of the whole corpus in plain language. Their goal is to turn a noisy, fragmented landscape into something an ordinary person can actually read with the rigor of a research tool, not the gloss of a tip sheet. So the premise is simple. The data people need to make sense of the world already exists, but is fragmented, inconsistent, and hard to use. They bring it together. Go to podcomet.ai now.
Summer is in full swing, and whether you're heading to the beach, the mountains, or just putting on extra miles around town, make sure your vehicle's ready. Stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a 15-minute drive-through oil change. Stay in your vehicle while trusted technicians change your oil, check your tires, lights, and essential fluids. No appointment needed. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the easy choice for summer driving. Coupons at BayAreaOilChange.com.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
Well, the premise of this podcast was not only to talk about the crazy stories and crazy dating stories that we go on, but to help men and women become great daters emotionally and how to navigate this crazy world, because however you date, it's going to be crazy and you're going to have all kinds of different stories. You're going to meet some fabulous people and you're going to meet some people like, that person needs to be committed to a mental institution, right? So they're everywhere. We talk about how to weed through that and how to avoid things by looking at the red flags and all that. So yeah, there's plenty of people teaching that. I think we're the only ones teaching it in the sugar space. And what I'm witnessing, a lot of great relationships, but I'm witnessing men going out with the most beautiful, fit, smart women and blowing it. And so we're trying to help teach them on that. The crazy thing is, you know, you're wondering like what kind of women would even go out or be on the site. Do you know that I've met more than one doctor on the site?
Oh, I believe it.
More than one like lawyer.
What I was telling you, Marcus, is like I went on there because I'm busy too.
Yeah. And then plus a lot of them women have school loans, they have debt where they've gotten there. And a lot of them just running, like they may run a company, but they just want to be taken care of.
Yeah.
You know, they just want to
Yeah.
like, can you just plan the date? Can you just take us on the vacation? I'm tired of having to do it all here at my company. Yeah, I'm successful. I'm making, money and all this stuff, and I don't actually need your money. A lot of them like to date up.
Yeah.
So if, let's say you're a woman and you're a doctor and you're making $500,000 a year, where are you going to find somebody to date up? It's probably not on Tinder. Right? It's probably not on Tinder. Where are you going to find it? Maybe the league. I don't know.
You know what? I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's probably my least favorite app at this point.
Yeah. I've never been on it, but I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
But if you want to date up and you want to meet somebody that's of significant net worth, your best bet's going to be a sugar dating site. And, unfortunately, there's just not much competition out there, and Seeking is the daddy of them all. Lily's husband, I don't know what he makes. I'm just guessing, but it's got to be maybe multiple 7 figures a year. And he's the most humble, generous, giving gentleman you've ever met in your life. And she met him on a sugar dating site. So
I think that's great.
yeah,
I'm in support. I'm psyched to be here. Again, there's no judgment to it for
you just didn't know
me.
what you were in for.
I actually, so after I was on Seeking for a week, I had been at a personal development retreat weekend.
Wait, where was that?
In the hills.
What was it called?
Something more.
Something more? Because I went on one,
Oh,
but it was called MITT.
what's that?
Masters in Transformational Training. Anyway, one of the girls I met on Seeking, she ended up dating a crypto billionaire.
Okay.
And she's now a multimillionaire herself because she met this gentleman. And she went through this training in California, and then she actually bought it for me to go to as a Christmas gift.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's 25
very cool.
and just completely doing great things with her life. And it all came from the connection she made on Seeking.
Yeah. I mean, you never know where the connection
Yeah.
is going to be. I was supposed to go on a date. With somebody, but I ended up signing off of Seeking because I met somebody at this event, and I ended up in, I don't know what kind of a situation you would call it, but it was the first time a man tried to negotiate terms with me, and I was like,
You're like, I'm not a hooker.
what's going on here? I was like, this feels kind of like, are we in like a sugar situation right now? Like, I don't think I signed up for this. And,
Like, what was he, like, how did he come across? What was he saying?
oh, he just wanted to hang out with me.
Yeah.
He was like, let's hang out. Let's dance. He was like, so this is somebody who, he has a commune, and he brings people in to teach stuff for the people who lives on his land. And he was like, just come hang out, come dance. I would love a dance partner for the week. And I was like, okay. And then it just kind of snowballed into something more. And it ended up coming to this point where he didn't want a relationship. He wanted have you ever heard the term cuddleship?
I know where you're going with that.
Do you?
I don't know that I've heard it in that form, but Lily's met people that just want to cuddle.
They just want to cuddle. Yeah. I mean,
so you would call it that, yeah.
Yeah. And this man was just like, I don't want to be married again. Older man, divorced, kids are already out of the house. And he was like, I would just love you to like spend time and cuddle. And I remember.
What'd you think about that?
I was like, I really want to get fucked. I don't want to cuddle.
Like, can we cuddle after?
Yeah, I mean, he was an incredible man. Like, he's somebody who taught me a lot for the short period of time that we had a relationship. But it really did teach me that, sometimes you're just not in alignment with somebody else. And that's why it's so great that there's so many fish in the sea, because eventually you're going to find somebody that you're in alignment with.
Yeah. So what are you doing now?
What do you mean?
Like, what's your means of meeting people now?
What's my means? I'm on the apps currently.
The apps, multiple apps. We're all on multiple apps.
I'm on multiple apps right now.
It's funny because you go on one and you like, wait a minute, I saw you on this other one.
I know. And that's so interesting because sometimes people respond differently.
Yeah.
But
Have you ever matched with anybody on Facebook dating?
No, is that a thing? People do that?
Oh,
No.
yeah. It's free.
I'm on Bumble. I was on Hinge and then I got kicked out.
Why?
I don't know.
They don't just kick you out for no reason.
Yeah, so they say, if you're like soliciting stuff, and I was like, I'm not soliciting anything. I don't have an OnlyFans. And for some reason, I got kicked out of that one. I'm on Raya. I'm on The League. I'm on Bumble.
You're on Raya? So you have to get an invitation to get Raya, right? You have to.
Yes.
Something. Yeah, a referral or something like that.
Yes. And
how's that one? Because that one's supposed to be.
I love it. It's probably my favorite. So I just got back from a really incredible date with somebody about a week ago. And it's funny because I think I actually saw him on Seeking at one point. We talked about Seeking.
Yeah. What made it incredible?
What made it incredible? Experience. Just like a man who really wants to create a beautiful experience. He was like, have you ever been to the South? And I was like, no. And he was like, great, let's get in one of my planes and let's just go check out the South for the next 10 days. And if you don't like it, like you'll go home.
Now, when you say South where?
We spent a couple days. We went to Memphis. We went to Charleston. We went to Savannah. We went to Florida. I like the southern part of Florida.
How fun. Now, was this a first date?
This was a fourth date.
Fourth date. Wow.
Yeah.
What does he do for a living, just in general?
He's an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
And you think you saw him on Seeking, or what? You did see him?
Yeah, and I brought this up to him because he was like, what apps are you on? And I was like, well, I went on Seeking. And he was like, oh, man. And I was like, what do you mean? And he told me, he was like, I go on Seeking because I want to see who is on Seeking and who's showing up differently on the other dating apps. And I remember thinking initially, like, that seems a little fishy. But I also, he's the only other, you are the second man that I'm talking to that I know is on Seeking.
Yeah.
And again, I think there's a lot of people just don't know what they don't know.
Right. But here, like I told you, you can meet incredible people.
Absolutely.
Here's a guy with planes willing to take you to the South, and he's on Seeking.
But that's not where I met him.
I know that, but he's on there.
But he is on there. Yeah.
Somebody's meeting him on Seeking. I guarantee you that.
Well, I don't know. You know what? I'm supposed to see him later. So I'm definitely going to follow up with him.
Matter of fact,
who did you meet there?
Matter of fact, if I talk to the gentleman, we could probably compare notes. Because there's few gentlemen, there's a lot of women on Seeking.
On Seeking?
Yeah.
There's a lot of men. What do you mean?
Well, I know there's a lot, but
there's more women?
Yeah, but the women always complain that it's the same old men. That it's the same, not old, but kind of old, but the same guys on there. So they're like, no, I'm getting bored. It's the same guys. They say. And then when the women when the women start comparing notes, they're like, oh yeah, I already talked to him. I talked to him, and they'll start comparing notes. Yeah,
interesting.
It's a small community, even though it seems big. It's very small.
That makes sense. I mean, I think like in so many of dating, sex space, it's a niche, right? Yeah. Like there's so many people who do things in a very vanilla way, and the people who are a little bit more colorful, it's definitely a smaller group.
We throw these parties usually like twice a year. We call them Sugar Palooza. And basically what it started out is that I want to go see a concert in a private suite, and I'm going to invite people to come do it with me. And since I do this podcast, we invite listeners of the podcast, listeners of the show, so people in the lifestyle. And the men will sponsor it, and then we'll invite sugar babies from all over the world. We got them coming from Australia, Europe. I got one coming from Slovakia this year, China, Canada, from all over the world, right? And when we come together, it's an amazing just community of like-minded people, and it's unlike anything I've ever experienced. And so the first one went amazingly well, and we've had now, this is number 8. The first show was Dua Lipa in 2022. I had a suite there. We had like 22 people. And then the second one was Taylor Swift. We had a suite there in the stadium. And then it just started growing from there. And it's gotten really cool. Shakira was last year at this time. That was amazing. We had 50-something people. But where I'm going with this is like the men who sponsor it come from all over the world. And it's unbelievable when you get to know their backgrounds, like what they've done in their life, what they've accomplished. These are unbelievably smart and generous and just the greatest guys you could ever meet.
I believe you.
It's unreal.
You know, when I started considering dating, one of my thoughts was, you know, how do you meet somebody who is accomplished in doing incredible things? Because they're probably going to be busy doing incredible things.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not just going to find somebody necessarily twiddling their thumbs at a coffee shop or a bar.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of successful people use the site, men, because they just don't have time.
Yeah,
like
it makes sense.
I enjoy going to the Beverly, and it's a sugar daddy bar, or the W, or the God forbid, the global ambassador is like the king of the hill right now. First of all, I don't have good pickup game. I feel like a creep, like trying to walk up to some strange girl because I don't know how they perceive me and they blah blah blah. And it's the fear of the unknown, right?
Can I just like give you a little something from the female perspective in that case?
Yeah.
I fucking love it when a man just like has the balls to come up to me and be like, "Hey, how are you?"
I know, but most men don't.
They do. I wish they did.
I know you wish they did, but we don't. So we like to use.
I'm giving you a permission slip.
Okay, thank you.
This is your permission slip.
But that's why we use the apps, because it's easier. You can swipe, and then you actually click on the ones that you find attractive, and they're basically advertising that, hey, I'm ready and willing and ready to go. So you message them and they message you back. And then to me, it's just a lot easier process.
Yeah, no, I get that. Efficiency.
Yeah, efficiency. And that's why you're going to find a lot of really quality men on there. And then you're going to find a lot of men who are just trying to get you in the sack as quick as they can. One and done, just like you would anywhere. Hey, if that's what you want, you can find it there. If you're looking for something more long-term, most girls complain that like they enjoy the financial assistance. It's helping them with their rent or their school or whatever it may be, their extra bills. The problem is it's not consistent for them and they can't count on it. So a consistent long-term sugar daddy is what every girl dreams of. And then what happens is they start, if the guy's doing it right, he's giving them experiences that they'll never forget. Experiences like you flying to the South. How amazing was that?
Absolutely
You'll
incredible.
never forget that. And you're always going to remember that. And it's such an amazing experience. And it's fantastic that guy could give that to you.
Yeah.
Most men cannot give that to you. They just don't have the means to do it. So once you find somebody like that's why a lot of the girls go on Seeking, is because they're looking for something like that. Somebody to give them experiences that they don't have access to normally, or somebody that makes them feel really appreciated and loved that they don't have access to. So that's what this show is all about.
Well, I love that. And I feel like I kind of hijacked it a little bit.
You hijacked it. You're my guest. You're supposed to hijack it.
Well, okay. So the one
People have already heard all the stories I told you. They've already heard them.
The one thing that I actually had to have a conversation with this man last night because he wants to keep eating food with me. And I'm just like, I want to keep eating all the food with you, but I also really want to keep my body. And if we keep eating all of the food, something's got to give.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the most challenging things when it comes to dating, especially when you are dating multiple people. I feel like it's very common. People want to have a drink.
Yeah.
Or they want to share something, right? Like food
it's a very common thing. Let's have a drink.
Yeah.
Chat over a drink.
And I've had to say a couple times no, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it almost makes me think, because there was a time I wanted to practice dating because I really hadn't dated. And I was like, if I'm going to practice this, I don't want to gain weight in the process. So I'm going to have to limit myself to one date a week. And that's tough.
Yeah, it can be tough if you're trying to keep your weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, for anybody who is concerned, I mean, did you want to go there? Did you want to go about like the fitness and nutrition side of things at all? Or
well, we kind of talked about that in the beginning, and believe it or not, we're done. Like we're out of time. That's why I said you're coming. You're 100% coming back because I knew we weren't gonna get near as far as I wanted to go with you.
Man, I want to hear your stories. I mean, I guess I should just listen to the podcast.
Yeah, they're there. Trust me, they're there. Yeah. Yeah, I've repeated a lot of them, but if I do it if I space out sometime, then a lot of our new listeners are like, "Oh no, this is the first time I've heard that story." I've talked about my ex so many times. I've talked about my, being a senior in high school so many times, but it's still that I can't think of a better example of how this has evolved, and I'm just shocked at how being an older gentleman has worked in my favor.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Something that I've had the conversation with with my parents multiple times now. So I'm 33. And they're like, don't you want to date somebody your age? And I said, absolutely not.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely not. There's no disrespect to men my age, and my ex was within a few years older than me. But I want to find somebody who's built something.
Yeah.
I want to find somebody who wants to just like go play and experience
life. And why wouldn't
life.
you? Right? You're a beautiful lady. You take care of yourself. You're healthy. You want what you want.
Yeah.
And you don't have to settle for less.
I ended up having somebody younger reaching out to me.
Yeah, that happens too.
I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on right now? Like this is strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, dating is dating's a whole animal.
Well, you got to promise to come back.
I would love to come back.
Okay.
I want to continue to talk to you, Marcus.
Yeah. It's likewise. Oh my God. All right. Well, as you know, we come to the end of the show, and if you guys want to share your crazy sugar dating stories, you know where to find us at secretsofasugardaddy.com. Message me there. Instagram is a great way. It comes right to my phone. Bam, message. I usually respond to those. And then don't forget, if you want to come to the party, we are running out of time. We got to get you. We've already got the Airbnbs booked. We've got the party bus booked. Everything is booked, waiting on you. And we still have spots available. Let's fill this up. And I'm kind of at a point where I'm providing the band. We have unlimited tickets, right? Or as many people as we can fill into this ballroom at Mays Country Club. So just apply and come party with us. We want to have you here no matter where you're from. And then sponsors, we need a few more of you guys. You know how to get a hold of me. Yeah, I think that's it. So Colleen, one more time, your website is?
www.colleenconlin.com. LLEE.
All right. Come back and see me, okay? You promise?
Pinky promise.
Okay. All right. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.
Summer is in full swing, and whether you're heading to the beach, the mountains, or just putting on extra miles around town, make sure your vehicle's ready. Stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a 15-minute drive-through oil change. Stay in your vehicle while trusted technicians change your oil, check your tires, lights, and essential fluids. No appointment needed. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the easy choice for summer driving. Coupons at BayAreaOilChange.com.